Bollywood lovers, please come. I need your help here. Is the title of this movie J1, Jawan, or Juwon? Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Philomina Moses. Lawson, if you're seeing me for the very first time, you're welcome. Thank you so much for clicking. If you're a regular viewer, you know I love you so much with all of my heart. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're yet to. And without further ado, let's talk about this Bollywood movie, which is the biggest Bollywood movie in history currently. So now the story is a very interesting one, and I really like it, even though low-key they were giving Nzamizano Iba Magina they were giving money heist to a large extent, but I'm just like, okay, there's a twist there, so let's just leave it. Story now story not a finish. Me and you story if they resemble the same experience. I don't get it if you get up, so no problem, let's just leave it for them. So what happened in this story? So the story is about a particular warden who had this inmate that he was working with. It started with them robbing, no, I'm not going to say call it robbing. They kidnapped a girl and then held people in a particular train hostage, and they called a particular politician who had promised some people to do things for them, but he refused to do. So they used his daughter as a ransom and then held people hostage. But at the end of the day, when he had paid the money and done all the things for the people, they finally let go of his daughter. Now, there's this particular police detective. She's female, and she's the one that is handling the case, you know. So at the end of the day, guys, this thing, the same way we say this guy will be the face behind all this committing of crime and holding these politicians responsible. This guy married her in his own set. Professor married Liz. It's the same way now that this guy now income married the detective too. Of course, she didn't know his identity. She didn't know who he was. But before we progress and get to that point, you know, he handled another one again. This time in the community, there are people who will take loans, and then instead of them to allow them pay up their loans or give them time to pay their loans, they will start demanding things that they cannot pay. So a lot of the people who took loans ended up committing suicide and, you know, just killing themselves, leaving their families hopeless. And some of the daughters of these people were some inmates too in the prison. So they helped the warden to, you know, carry out all these things freely with joy and everything. So another thing that we found out again in this film is that at like some years ago, a particular man had died. People thought he died, but he didn't die. He fell into the river and he was picked by a small community. They started helping him, trying to recover and everything. By the time he recovered and came back to life, he lost his memory. However, he had given his wife belle, but you don't say the wife don't get belle. So the wife did something and they arrested her. They put her in prison and she gave birth in prison. And when she was 5 was when they killed her. So the boy grew up in prison, and that was why he became this warden that we are talking about. This warder, the warden, how they call them. So that was how he decided to center his life around just making these politicians do right. And you know, at the end of the day, they discovered that he had the exact face of his father. So because of that, he kept disguising. He will change face today, change another face tomorrow. So that was also another reason why they couldn't really identify who he was. You know, he's a warden by the day, laughing with everybody, giving speeches and all. But next time you are seeing him, he's bald, he's looking different, entirely different from what he actually is in real life. So that was why even the girl that married him, she didn't know he was the one. So you see where I'm saying the whole professor thing, money heist thing going on here. So at the end of the day, the wife decided to disguise to go and meet these inmates, because they found out that these inmates were part of the people that were helping this said mystery man. So she disguised, went inside to go and try to get information from the inmates. And by the time the inmates finished telling her the story of how they killed his father, killed his mother, and how corrupt even the people who she's working with are, she now started, you know, feeling bad. And she, at this point, she had discovered that this man was her husband. She don't go marry him. But at the end of the day, even all the people that helped her to put her inside that prison, it was deliberate. They wanted to kill her. They kept her there. You know, so the story was interesting. Very interesting. I'm not going to lie. So I recommend it. If you don't see Bollywood movies, like you don't see Indian movies, I'm not going to lie. dance dey this film, then they dance, they really dance. But trust me, it is worth your time, it is worth watching. I think you should see it. Well done to the team, to the producers, they did really, really well. Apart from the dancing, if na India people, they will definitely enjoy the dancing, but apart from the dancing, it was a good story, brilliant film. I enjoyed watching. If you have seen it, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And even though you have not seen it and you are going to see it, tell me. And if you have seen it after you have watched this video, come back and come and tell me in the comments what you think about the movie, okay? If you have come this far, you're the real MVP. And until next time, I'm going to see you on the next one. Mwah! Bye-bye.